Hello, you're listening to Manasi, Niv, and Aisha on Reasoning with Prejudice. In this podcast, we'll entertain you as we debate on topics that are sometimes meaningful, sometimes lighthearted, but always interesting. And you don't even have to give us a penny for our thoughts.
When we were in school, we used to spend our lunches debating and arguing about various topics. We were the school nerds. You would think we were uncool or unpopular, which we probably were.
Speak for yourself, Niv.
But I prefer to call us smart, intellectual thinkers. We are nerd and proud.
Look at Niv doing damage control.
Anyway, so when we argued, sometimes we argued with a prejudice in mind, and sometimes we argued with a person who had prejudice in mind. So that's why Reasoning with Prejudice. Moving on, today's topic is constructs of beauty. Over the course of many years, over the course of many geographical locations, we have attempted to define this with varying levels of success. Now, I'm not talking about what's attractive or what inner beauty is. We're conversing about appearance, about how we do judge a book by its cover.
Wait, Niv, what did you mean by geographical locations?
So, I read a book recently. Not recently, a couple of years ago. It was called The White Tiger by Aaron Adiga. So he said, in a developed country, beauty means having a fit body. Like for men, having hard abs, and for women, having the hourglass figure. But then in underdeveloped countries, belly fat is considered a privilege because it shows that you are not starving. It shows wealth. It shows that you have food to eat. And grey hair is considered an achievement of having led a long life. So geographical locations does determine how pretty you are. For example, like in India, for example, they consider fair-skinned to be beautiful. But in Western countries, they say tan is attractive.
Yeah, I think it comes from, like you said, it's like the psychological part of it. So like I saw this show and it was saying that like men find women's like wide hips and like big breasts like attractive because they're good at nurturing kids or like carrying a baby. So it's like, yeah, it's like that too.
I think a lot with psychological is also cultural to some extent. Like I agree with what you're saying. Social constructs of beauty are different everywhere, I guess.
Cultural. What do you mean by cultural? Is that the same as geographical place?
Yeah, cultural is the same as, so when you're saying geographical, you're saying that a social construct of beauty in India is different than a social construct of beauty in the UK because the culture or the way of life, the mindset of two countries or two cultures is different. The way they're brought up or what is considered beautiful emerges from the culture.
Yeah, I guess in Sherlock, he claims that beauty is a construct based entirely on childhood impressions, influences, and role models. So I guess the society that you're brought up in, the values that they instill in you kind of influences what you find attractive and what kind of appearance that you get drawn to.
Yeah. It's also like advertisement, they basically scream at you what's beautiful. If you look at billboards or women in advertisement, men in advertisements, they're always a certain body type, and now you're seeing diversity in that. You're seeing different skin colors, different body shapes and sizes, which is, I guess, good in some way because it takes pressure off young children to think they have to look a certain way to be accepted.
So
yeah, there's really a lot of out there like clothing stuff right now. Like when I was little, I would probably like laugh at the things that I was wearing now because I would find I wear the things that I wear now because they've been, I know, like I bought them in stores that where like women look really pretty wearing that, so it's kind of ingrained in me to think that maybe I would look pretty wearing that too.
So I have a question. This might be a slightly different topic, but I think it's very, very linked to what we're talking about. So you said the clothes that you wouldn't actually imagine yourself wearing as a kid, you're wearing now because of the advertisements, right? So
Yeah.
by going after the advertisements and actually wearing the clothes or wearing the makeup, are you doing your part in influencing others as well? Is that going to have a negative impact on the other kids who see you?
Probably. Well, it depends because it depends if how I look wearing it. Because if I see someone wearing something really like out there, it
Like what?
like maybe if they're socially beautiful in my opinion, like how their body looks, how their face looks, and they're wearing something really out there, I would tend to like it and want to buy it more than if someone was, and it's socially not pretty in my opinion.
So all we're doing is that we're trying to fit into one mold, and because all of us are copying that one attractive person or a couple of attractive people, we're doing the part in spreading it as well.
Yeah,
So
because we're society. Like we are the society. It's
yeah,
a
so
social construct.
so is makeup considered bad? Is plastic surgery considered bad?
Nothing is bad in my opinion. I think the key is just acceptance. Acceptance that people can look however we want to and not to be shamed for that.
But are we really promoting that? Because like Asia said, we are we have an image on what is socially acceptable or what is socially pretty, what is accepted as beautiful, and all of us want to be that. So we wear that kind of clothes. We change our faces through makeup or plastic surgery to look like that. So is that actually going with the ideology of acceptance?
No, because the way I see it, makeup is just a way to express yourself. It's not something you cover yourself up with like a mask. It's like experimenting with yourself. Like if you're moody one day, you want to wear dark eyeshadow. You feel like a diva, you wear winged eyeliner. Feeling summery, pastel bright shades. It's just you showing the world who you are, I guess.
Yeah, but plastic surgery, things like tattoos and stuff, they're more permanent, so it doesn't always have to express your emotions. Sometimes it's and you're like permanently changing your body to fit into something, like even if you got a boob job or something, the only reason you would do it is not like it's not functional or anything. It's purely to look like, I know, like models you see.
Or maybe it's just for personal happiness.
Yeah, that is a big thing as well. I think if I was ever to get a boob job or like, plastic surgery, I would do it because I would want to look like that for myself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I'm just going back to the point of how you said you're looking at a person and you consider them attractive and you want to look like that.
Yeah.
So that's why you're doing it. So some other kid who sees your plastic surgery will want the same for the same, like, for that person, right?
Yeah, I
So where
guess
does
it
it
is
end?
it is a slippery slope, but like I'm seeing more people expressing themselves in different ways nowadays.
Yeah.
Like before there was like a really, really strict mold, and like
Mm-hmm.
now people are like I went to Pride last year, and I know
Yeah.
it's like it's just one example, but there were so many people just wearing like such crazy stuff, and like I just loved it there because everyone was so different, and it was just crazy looking at all the makeup and the outfits and stuff.
Yeah.
Like I
Oh,
love that.
I want to go one year.
I just don't like crowds. I'm just gonna avoid that.
Yeah.
Um,
After COVID, obviously.
yeah, yeah. After COVID-19,
Yeah.
I was just looking at this YouTuber who does plastic surgeries routinely because they have the money and the mom is a plastic surgeon, so they're rich and they have the capacity to do that. And I'm not shaming anyone. She's really bold. I really like her. And in one of the comments I read, they said, "You guys are not ugly. Just consider yourself poor." The comment was aimed at everyone who's reading the comment. If you're ugly, you're not ugly. You're poor. You're ugly
Oh,
because you're poor. Do you get it? Because people
yeah.
like who have the money, they change their appearance to look pretty. So what we're actually doing is by doing plastic surgery for our own comfort, for our own mental health, we're actually pushing the poor people who can't afford that into other mental illnesses.
That's actually so sad, but I think, yeah, it's just how the world works. Like, rich people are just, they just, I don't know, their lives are better, I think. Like, not as a general rule, but
Yeah.
Yeah, but okay, this is talking about plastic surgery, right? So that's considered really expensive, most of them anyway.
yeah.
What about makeup?
I just want to go back to what you said about people looking at plastic surgery models or whatever and feeling insecure about themselves. See, if this is a problem, the solution is not to, I don't know, not do plastic surgery or say that that's wrong. It's to build confidence within people, destroy the social constructs of beauty.
It's
Okay,
really
so
hard to do that though, because whenever people, like, all you see on social media or like, I don't know, out and about, people showing off their bodies or whatever, they're always people who are like, who just look really good and comfortable.
Yeah,
In...
but like you said with the Pride parade, like they're really comfortable with themselves. They're different. And even they post pictures like of themselves on social media. And I follow a few of these people and they're influencing people, even if they have plastic surgery. If you see transgendered women, even if they have plastic surgery, the comment section is always filled with positivity, like you're inspiring me to look the way I want and things like that. Process. If this was like 10 years ago, you wouldn't even have that minority of people. It's
okay.
how it increases.
Okay,
Slowly
so
people
yeah, I get what you're saying. But is this progress hindered by the application of makeup or considering elective plastic surgery to fit a mold?
I don't plastic surgery isn't fitting a mold. I don't see what you mean by
it is fitting a mold, but I
it's
think
your
sometimes
choice.
it's, yeah, it is your choice. Like, I would never like go against plastic surgery or
Yeah,
makeup
we're not.
because
Not obviously of all people, but it's also the job profile. So you see actresses getting plastic surgeries a lot of the time to stop aging. You know, like if you see,
Courtney Cox.
yeah, so she did it to look younger, I think. And I think that was because of the pressure she had from society and the fact that when you're an actress, you kind of sometimes need it
Yeah,
to, like,
I get what you mean. But
when
somewhere along the way, we've got to stop, look back and say, stop resisting, resist the power. Unless someone does this, this is going to keep growing. You know, the social media people that you were talking about, who are happy with themselves, who post and they have positive plastic. Okay.
I follow this trans woman on Instagram.
Yeah.
She's Indian and she took hormones to have bigger breasts and develop the female kind of body type. And she also had plastic surgery and laser removals to remove facial hair to be who she wanted to be.
Yeah, but that's different though. That's different.
is it different though?
How is that
Because
different?
I would, if I was getting plastic surgery, it would be because that's who I want to become. If I'm wearing makeup, it's because I want my eyes to look prettier.
Yes, but
I could want to be someone else genuinely. Like, I could not be happy with my face, and putting makeup on me makes me makes me feel like I'm more comfortable,
Confident.
yeah, and confident. It's like it could be fitting a mold, but it's more me being who I like want to look like.
Yeah. Like makeup, I think the kind of makeup I like is basically enhancing your features, and plastic surgery is kind of the same thing.
yeah, I mean, I
Yeah.
agree with Asia's point and your point. That's a good point. But what Manasi said about makeup, enhancing the features, you're talking about yourself. And
Yeah.
many other people who actually wear makeup, it's to cover up their acne, which makes it worse, by the way. And it's to cover
Okay,
up
that's
the
your
dark
opinion,
circles.
Niv.
No, I actually saw this. It's a whole post on it, how she only wore makeup so that she could cover up her acne, so that her friends won't tease her.
You know, when you said this is my way of doing makeup, that's exactly my point. Everyone has different ways of doing makeup. For me, it's
Yeah.
enhancing my features. For that person, it's covering up their acne. It's everyone looks at it in a different perspective. So the solution to this is not to, you know, abolish makeup or abolish plastic surgery. It's more about how to find that inner happiness
Yeah, and it's not about stopping anything, because like getting rid of plastic surgery or getting rid of makeup, it's just restricting people, where it's
Yeah.
not really harming anyone. Like it could harm someone if they do it too much, but again, it's their choice. It's like taking drugs or like eating
Yeah.
sugar even. Like it's is harmful to you, but you do it because you enjoy it and you like the outcome.
Yeah, and you know, like, for example, for me, I never felt bad about myself or my body because I looked at someone prettier than me. It was the indirect comments that people made or how my body type was portrayed in media in a not so positive light. So it's not about looking at perfect bodies or perfect makeup and saying that, oh, I want to look like that. It is about that, but it's also about the negative light that the not so idealized bodies get, or faces get, or colors get. Like, you know,
Yeah.
Fair and Lovely. So, Fair and Lovely is this cream sold in India, and they're
In
basically the
Pakistan,
advertisement is based on
Asian
you put
country.
the cream on your face, and your face becomes fairer, and that basically puts dark skin in a bad light. So you wouldn't say, okay, we should, you know, abolish the concept of fair skin. You will just say that make the other types more acceptable and less shameful.
Yeah, I think it's about someone else.
It's
Yeah,
like,
no, I get what you're saying. So
yeah,
what Manasi basically said was it's about the indirect comment from media, which is probably true. If you see most of the actresses in the romantic comedies, you know how they look, right? So they're like perfect models, tall and thin and I don't know, fair, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, there are obviously exceptions. Like, what is the one? Fat Amy from Pitch
I
Perfect. She
was
actually
literally thinking of her. Pitch Perfect.
Rebel
remember
Wilson.
what movie was it? It was making fun of romantic comedies. That was really good. I really enjoyed it.
Oh, yeah. You guys continue talking, I'll find it.
Yeah,
Rebel.
so basically, I really like that movie. So obviously there are exceptions to that, but most of the romantic comedies that we see, they portray a certain mold. So maybe fixing the media could fix this, attempt to fix this. It is changing, obviously, truly changing.
Yeah, Isn't It Romantic? That's the movie name.
Isn't it romantic? That's it. That's the movie. Yeah, it's changing, but I haven't seen a single like curvy Barbie. Have you seen it in any of the shops?
No, not Barbies, but I've seen like people, like models, curvy models. That's like the I've seen like a lot more of that since, like in even in the past couple of years, I've seen like it's surging, like it's a
Yeah,
lot
it's
more.
amazing. Like
Yeah.
Ashley Graham. Uh,
Mm.
and I love her. I love her character. I love how bold she is, how comfortable she is in her own skin.
Mm.
I think that is changing as well because I see people like her. I want to be more like that. I want to fit into that mold rather than the mold of how people look. This has been very serious. Let's move on to a very lighter topic. What are the things that you find physically attractive on other people? Like
Okay.
appearance wise.
Dark hair.
Dark hair, so you don't like blondes.
Yeah, I think that's, yeah, same. I think for me that's more to do with my ethnicity. But
Mm.
yeah. Curly hair, like curly hair is ooh, so good on boys and on girls. I love curly hair. It's just, yeah.
Anyway, so Asia knows what I'm gonna say. I like sharp jawlines.
Ooh.
I don't know why. We were seeing those really weird Korean drama. We were criticizing it and laughing about it all the way through because it was one of the stupidest things ever. It's called Boys Over Flowers.
Yeah.
And we cringed so hard at like every 2 minutes, but still, we got through it. So I really like sharp jawlines. I kept saying at every scene when the protagonist would come, I was like, oh my god, the jawline.
Yeah, I think before we watched that show together, I don't think I ever noticed any jawlines. But now I'm just noticing them everywhere. Like I've
Yeah.
noticed even my dog has a sharp jawline. I wonder if there's like a psychological thing to that. Like, does sharp jawlines mean like strong bones or something? I don't know. It's interesting to think about.
I don't know, it's just, it they ooze power and authority. I don't know, I just like it.
Tall, maybe. Like for me, it's just because I'm tall, so I'd rather have someone taller as a partner.
Yeah, I
Or the
don't
same.
mind short, but taller than me, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wouldn't want someone too taller than me. I think that's a bit awkward because I would feel bad about myself. I wouldn't want to feel like inferior to someone.
Always looking down on you.
I would want to be with someone equal to me. Or maybe a bit taller. Or maybe a bit shorter. But yeah, I don't really have much about heights except not too tall or not too short.
Mm.
To complement me perfectly. It's to do with me, not like what I look at others.
Yeah.
There's always like this stigma against short boys. No one ever says, "Oh yeah, I dig short boys."
I mean, I
I
don't
think
mind short boys because I'm like average. So if they're short, then it means they're basically going to be my height or a tiny bit taller. So I'm fine with that.
for me, why I don't particularly like I'm not attracted to short boys is because boys have their own insecurity about not being tall enough. So like once I met my friend,
What if they're short and they're confident and they don't resent you?
not resentful, but like people feeling that why is my partner, taller than me if she's a girl?
Okay, so you're against people resenting your height or people not feeling confident with how they look. That's not to do with how short they are.
Then I'll be fine with it, but this is all hypothetical.
You're talking about a stereotype that shorter boys are generally
Yeah, generally.
yeah,
The ones that
insecure
I've
about
met,
themselves.
generally.
So you have a problem with insecurity, not with a problem with the height.
Not even insecurities. Like, I'm fine with insecurities. Everyone has insecurities. It's just natural. I don't want their insecurity transferring onto me, and then I become insecure about the fact that I'm tall.
Yeah, okay.
Like,
So you don't have a
that,
problem with how they look. It's how they feel.
well, yeah, I think that is the case. But in history, I've been more attracted to tall boys for some reason.
Okay. You have some prejudice. Not prejudice, but
Bias.
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 It's not bias. It's like what you find attractive. Like I wouldn't go for a shorter guy because I think for me, I would just want to feel, I don't want to say protected.
It is protected, yeah.
I don't think I mind, actually.
I like being snuggled with, like hugged by someone who's larger than me.
Yeah,
That
me
makes
too.
sense. Like just engulfed completely.
That's kind of sad because most girls would want to go for taller boys. And
Not everyone though. I think
generally guys are taller than girls, so generally
yeah,
it works out.
that's
yeah,
biological.
generally it works out, but for the few who are not taller, it doesn't really work out because I've seen I was actually talking to someone, they were saying how they're screwed for life because none of the girls would go for them. None of the
Well,
girls would
no,
go for the
that's not
taller boy.
true. Like there could be really
Yeah.
short girls. Like in The Big Bang Theory, Howard's pretty short, but he gets with
Yeah.
someone who's shorter than him. Like it does happen.
It's not just like girls having prejudice or bias
Yeah, definitely.
in height.
Boys have as well. Girls tend to like guys taller than them, and boys tend to like girls shorter than them. So tall girls are screwed, short boys are screwed.
Not screwed. Like I get what you're trying to say, but I think people tend to find the right people. It just happens. I mean, I've seen it happen.
Yeah. What Madison is saying is like, I was watching this stand-up comedian and he was saying how when he was young, he like someone told him that there's somebody for everybody, and then so he thought it was an easily testable theory, and he went online and searched up the world's population, and the number was odd, and he said one person is screwed, so I just have to make sure that I'm not that one person. That's what you're sounding like. There was a study so Indian women have a smaller shoe size and are shorter if you considered women, like if you place them next to women from America. I don't know about England, but American women tend to be taller. Do you see it? Like Indian women tend to be shorter than American women.
It's different. Yeah, 5 feet.
That's basically like in different countries, the heights matter differently. But that leads back to how different ideas of beauty in different countries.
I love how Niv's like the person who's like, okay, let's talk about this. Okay, let's talk about that. Like ordering the whole thing. I like it.
Yeah, sorry, I'm just a control freak.
No, it's not control freak. You're just making it more structured, which is good.
It's good that you're a control freak, basically.
Yeah, Niv. Except not when we're in escape rooms. That's
yeah, that was bad. Okay.
We won though.
Yeah, we won. So... we won. That was good. I was just screaming at everyone to get the clues quickly.
Oh, that was a fun day.
I guess I'm really competitive as well. Whatever. Okay, what other things do we find attractive physically?
Oh, for me, it's fingers. Like long, big hands, like not muscular fingers, but I like defined fingers, like chiseled fingers. I don't like baby fingers.
I like long fingers with like a bit of nail. Like I don't like,
blunt.
My nail.
Blunt nails.
Basically, I like nails. So...
your nails. I don't like your nails, Niv.
Aw, that's bad. You just try to make me fit into a mold, Asia. How dare you?
No, you do. Like, if they're functional to you, that's fine. Like, I have mine are so long right now that I like can't do some things. Like sometimes I bang my nail on a table or something, it bends back. It's really annoying.
Yeah, I'm deeply prejudiced against long nails.
Those people.
I mean, I don't know. I'm sorry. I feel really bad for saying this because it's a fault of mine. It's not their fault. It's my fault that I don't like it, but I can't change what I like and what I don't like. So some of us, we just don't like something, right?
Yeah, but when you're saying long nails, you mean the freakish kind.
Well, no, yeah, freakish kind.
You shouldn't call them freakish because it's not freakish. They're just different.
Okay, not freakish, like the ones which are 5 centimeters long.
But like, I just don't like fake nails, which are like protruding like 2 or 3 centimeters away from your skin, or like even 5 centimeters away from your skin. That just kind of, I don't know. I just don't like those people.
Someone with that kind of nails.
I wouldn't avoid talking, but when I'm talking to them, I will know. Like I would have a judgment, thinking that this is not my type.
I think like I have some things like that too, like not nails, but I'm sure I have some things, and I would have like initial judgments of the person.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's not to do with how they look, it's what it represents maybe, because I'm not usually like, I've and I can't work properly with it. So when I see people with longer nails than what I would expect, I just think this is not functional. How are they going to write? How are they going to do work? I don't know. It's just my opinion.
Yeah.
But you can write and do work. Like it's...
Yeah, I know you can. But I find it difficult. So I think, why are these people putting themselves through this? I know this is wrong. This is not the way I should think, but I do.
It's not wrong. I think you just have to keep it at the back of your mind. But like that's their problem. They'll figure it out. Like if they can't write.
I know this is not just me. What do we hate? I mean, not hate. What do we shy against? What do we not like?
Tongue piercings. It like not.
Oh yeah.
Like, the appearance of it is fine, but whenever I see one, I just imagine a needle going through my tongue, and I just don't like that.
It's really. It looks very uncomfortable. What else do we have? Okay, what about yellow teeth?
That's something my mom hates. Like she hates bad
teeth. My mom hates it as well. That's so weird.
No, but what do we think?
I don't mind it. Like it doesn't really bother me.
It depends.
I don't mind what people look like. Yeah, true.
You know what I love? I love scars on eyebrows.
Scars? How would you see the scar on an eyebrow? It's
I have a tiny scar on my eyebrow. I don't know. I just like people who have scars on their eyebrow.
Like your scar on your eyebrow.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I'm attracted to myself. I
mean, it makes sense because you want someone with similar, like not like short nails and scars on your eyebrow, because you like I don't know, they'd fit with you, I guess.
Yeah, yeah, I get what you mean. Okay, what do we think of six packs?
Not like too hard, not like too much. Just because I don't find too much attractive, because usually it means they're arrogant and their personality is like they I know they can get what they want, sort of
Okay, come
thing.
on. I'm
How
arrogant. I
that
get what I
though?
want. What's wrong with me?
Yeah, like what do
No,
you mean?
like if a guy, like, this is just what I've seen from TV shows and like in real life, usually if you're really good looking, you know, like that you can treat people badly because you're kind of, if you go out with someone who's out of your, that is, I don't know, less
Out of
attractive
your league.
than you, yeah, then I don't know.
Okay, so appearance and kind of concepts of beauty kind of created leagues for us to like be with.
I guess, but this is just stuff you see in movies though, like it is in real life as well, I guess.
No, but what Aisha said is probably right because she said, okay, so say Asia's going out with someone who is out of her league, as many people put it. Wouldn't she might feel inferior as well? She might think, "What am I doing with this person? What does this person see in me? Why are we together?"
I guess it
It's
depends.
not all
Yeah.
about looks though. Sorry, Manasi.
No, it's fine. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's not all about looks, it's about your personality as well. Like, if even if you're out of someone's league, they could be so much more interesting and funny than you, so it's like,
Oh yeah, that's true. To be fair,
I mean, it's not like a big thing, but I still like feel kind of out of place in terms of looks, even if it is with you guys. Okay, so this friendship group that I'm in, I am a different body type to the ones in it. So it's not that I'm feeling insecure about it or if I feel inferior. I just feel different. That's why like when we're hanging out with our other friends
yeah,
who are different
mm-hmm.
than this small friendship group is,
Yeah,
I feel more comfortable. Not because they look the same as me, but because they're also different. And
right. But then,
yeah.
say Asia and I look similar,
Hmm.
and some of your other friends look similar to you, then there's a matter of equal representation. It's not a matter of all of you look different. Do you know what I mean?
Maybe I can do
See,
something
see,
for you.
I get what you mean.
Yeah.
This is
And
this is like how your appearance kind of changes the way
isolate.
you act or
Yeah,
changes the way you behave.
exactly. Yeah.
And people don't understand that if they're crowded around people who are similar to them, and then the person who's different feels it, but the other people don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I get what you mean. I
Yeah. And
understand.
then like if like our friend who is a boy, I'm not gonna say
Yeah,
his name,
yeah,
he comes along with us,
yeah,
his body reacts a different way because he's a different gender completely. And I
yeah.
guess that makes me feel more comfortable because I'm not the only one standing out.
Right. Okay. Yeah, yeah. I got what you mean.
That was such a long explanation.
No, no, it's important because sometimes ideas of beauty kind of merges with our behaviors as well.
Yeah.
It's what's comfortable. So I think so evolutionarily, we tend to be attracted to people who are pretty because we want to like reproduce pretty offsprings who can again mate with pretty offsprings. Like, do you get it?
Yeah. Yeah. And it's not like for me, it's not about insecurities. It is about insecurities. It's not about looks. It's more about how certain bodies behave a certain way. So I, if you remember, this is going off topic. Should we like come back to?
No, this still has stuff to do with appearance,
I
but
think.
now I think it's
Mhm.
kind of changing. Um, I think people now value being smart or being funny, or there's more categories of what people find attractive.
My viewpoint is that beauty is something that is exterior. So when you're scrolling down on social media, you do not get to have a conversation with a person and find their intellect. So it's very easy to hide whether you're intelligent or dumb. But when we see people, the first impression is beauty, and we decide to judge them with that prejudice in mind. So I think that, like, the act of initially being desired by people is why you obsessed over beauty.
Okay, so just to sum up, a lot of what people like the Kardashians and many of us do are based on their motivation that the media continuously scrutinize their appearance. These idols that we look up to have their own idols that they look up to, and it's not a reason to get angry at them. We shouldn't be opposed to people who get plastic surgery or wear makeup to look a certain way. I think the best thing that we can do is to find what is healthy for us, because we are the market and we are the society. Okay, thanks for listening. You can follow us at Reasoning with Prejudice on Instagram, and you can also listen to us via Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Anchor, YouTube, Stitcher, and Red Circle. You've been listening to Reasoning with Prejudice with Asia
And Manasi.
And Nev. Okay, I think that's a wrap, guys.